Yay, we active. First thing is first, I need to turn this fucking fan on, bro. It is already. When I tell you, when I when I tell you it's hot in this gym, it's hot in this gym. Especially because the roof's like you might be able to see the roof from your POV, I guess. It's like kind of tin, and because this is up the top, heat be rising and shit. The roof's getting hot. All the heat's coming up. It's just woo. Oh man, but it's all good. Woo! Today's a heavy caffeine type of day, low energy, but you push through days like this. And in saying that, it's all for the person in the mirror. That's what the video is about today. Realistically, man. Realistically, the person in the mirror is all that matters. As self-centered, like brutal, whatever it may seem, you're gonna end up in that coffin alone, man. That's it. You're gonna be alone in that shit. Ain't nothing coming with you. Maybe some memories, hopefully. That'd be dope. You reminisce on them for however long or whatever. But the man or the woman in the mirror, the person in the mirror, they're the most. That's all you got, man. Honestly, it's all you got, and that's who you need to do it for, whatever it may be. Whether it's yeah, no, I'm not even gonna. I cannot speak on what it is for each individual person. That's something that only the person in the mirror can tell you what it is or what it needs to be. So yeah, and the reason I bring this up is because if you've never read it, you should go read a little poem called, I think it's called "The Man in the Glass." I don't quote me on it. I read it today. I should know, but I'm fairly sure it's called "The Man in the Glass" poem, and it's beautiful, man. It's such a good poem. It's just talking about how no matter who, no matter who it is, no matter who perceives you what way, if the person in the mirror doesn't perceive you in a good way, then at the end of it all, you'll be. I wish I could quote it directly because it's sick. But at the end of it all, you'll be faced with nothing but disappointment and tears. So along the lines of that. So it's just saying that you can be whoever you want to be in whoever's eyes for whatever reason. But if the person in the mirror is not satisfied with what they're looking at, it doesn't really mean much. It doesn't mean much because that's the biggest battle. It should be everyone's biggest battle themselves, you know, because it doesn't matter anyone else. Anyone else, if they're worrying more about someone else, they need to clock that. They need to worry. They need to be thinking, damn, it's really just me in this shit. Like, if someone's worrying about someone else more than themselves, they need a bit of a reality check. I think everyone should be on their own stuff 24/7, minding your own business, you know, just doing your own shit, staying. Literally just uploaded a video on this, stay on your own shit. But you need to satisfy and be there for the person in the mirror more than anyone else, I believe. But in saying that, that doesn't remove the factor of sometimes that there's not going to be a mirror in front of you. There's going to be another human. It's going to be another soul. So you need to go about that differently rather than if it were to be the person in the mirror. You know, you can't always be thinking that there's always a mirror in front of you, because when there's a person in front of you, then it'll kind of come off as, I guess, self-centered or egotistical. You know, like I think The hard conversations, the deep stuff with the person in the mirror, it should happen behind closed doors. When you're out in society, being a member of society, you should act and behave as a member of society. I like that. For some people, that sounds like constricting or like crazy talk. I am what I want to be. No. As you putting your own bullshit, your shit from the mirror onto other people, bringing it out into the world. Don't bring it into the world. Keep it behind closed doors. Keep it in the mirror. Figure it out in the mirror. Know why you do it, why this happens. Figure all the shit out in the mirror. Don't don't be bringing it out into society, making other people question. You know, yeah, it's hard to kind of phrase, but if you're not looking in the mirror and you're looking at another person, you should act like a level-headed person. That's just that's just I guess me. I guess that's my opinion. You show respect to someone, you show them respect to you, you just conversate. Like, just try. Just try it. If conversation is something that you struggle with, just try it. Try it. Keep trying it. And know that the biggest battle is the person in the mirror, and that's the same for the person you're talking to. It's it's not their biggest problem isn't you. Their biggest problem is themselves. That's just on like people being more comfortable with their own skin out in society. But with being comfortable, I think most people, I don't know, shit, what am I talking about? I don't have a damn fucking clue. I just know for myself. I know I'm more comfortable looking in the mirror than I am looking at another soul, you know? I could do whatever in the mirror. That's me and my secret. But out in society with another soul in front of me, I feel I've got to act a certain way. And that's not, that's not crazy talk, you know? That's not like, oh, judge. I don't know how to phrase it because I don't know how to think like it. But I know some people think that if they can't do some outlandish shit in public, they're being like restricted or they're not acting how they want to act. Bro, exactly. Go do that shit with yourself, you know? Because that, honestly, I believe that. I believe people who be doing crazy shit, stupid shit out in public, they don't do it to themselves. Like they don't do it in the mirror because they know it looks fucking stupid. They know it's dumb. They know how they act is dumb. So they don't do it at home in the mirror, but they'll do it in public, which is craziness. I think that's crazy. Acting a way in public that you wouldn't act in the mirror is nuts to me. It's nuts, you know? If you're looking at the person in the mirror and they're acting away and you're like, fuck, what's wrong with that person? Out in society, it's the same shit. And I guess that kind of contradicts what I just said about the person in the mirror is the only thing that really matters. But like, lock in a little bit, man. Like, I reckon do the shit that personally I think being perceived as just another human is the best thing possible. Just a guy or just a girl or just whatever, just another human being perceived that way is the best. Because realistically, that's all we are. And you yourself, you and your mirror have the intricacies of your life that differentiates you from every other human. So you can be perceived as a normal human, but you and your mirror, they know that yes, you're a normal human, but you're very intricate. because you have to live every second of your life. You have to live every minute of your life. So there's another level of, you know yourself more than anyone else. That's what it is. You know more about yourself. You know yourself more than anybody else. And you do all this shit. Like, you do weird shit, you know? You do funny shit. You just do shit. You do it all, but you're perceived as just a human. I think that's the best way to live. You know, but hey, fuck. Then again, as it don't matter how you're perceived to anyone but the mirror, the man in the mirror, or the person in the mirror. The person in the mirror is the only person that your perception matters to, I guess. So, shit. Act however you want to act, but as long as the person in the mirror is okay with it, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. You know what? Just scratch what I just said. All that shit about acting a certain way because there's another soul in front of you. However you perceive the person in the mirror should act with another soul in front of them, or whether it's the mirror in front of them, whatever, you can look at yourself and think, yeah, go ahead. I'm sure that's the right thing. That's the right thing for you. I think that with everything, honestly, everything, jobs, fucking hobbies, everything. Oh, it's so hard to say because some people, the person, that's something as well. The person in the mirror can often be very ignorant to things because it's only their perspective that matters. So then things that are just generally bad in the eyes of whatever, society, the world, whoever, things that are bad can be perceived as justifiable or okay because the person in the mirror is the only person giving you that feedback or that judgment. The person in the mirror doesn't judge you for doing shit you probably shouldn't fucking do because it's justified in some sick and twisted way. I'll say sick and twisted because it's definitely not. Some of the stuff that humans do, sick and twisted, man. So it can be the person in the mirror, age old saying, the person in the mirror can be your biggest enemy, you know, and is for most of your life. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt, as in the person in the mirror is all that matters because the person in the mirror can deceive you, the person in the mirror can lie to you, the person in the mirror can tell you the truth, the person in the mirror can do the best for you, but it can also be the death of you. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Oh. But as for as for yeah, that's what I was gonna go to. Like careers and hobbies, the person in the mirror, satisfying them is more important than satisfying anyone else. And that's, I'm talking like, if your parents want you to study, you don't want to study, you really don't want to study, better, you can see a better path. The person in the mirror can pick out a better path that you want to do. I think, honestly, it's better to go with the person in the mirror because one day they're going to be the only person you have, you know? Even if what is even if the perspective of other people work out to be better, if it's not something that the person in the mirror fully agrees with, is it really the right choice? You know? It's touchy, man. It's confusing. Ooh. And that's most of my content, by the way. I don't know if you've picked up on this. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. I can just talk. I can, I can just talk. So I just do it. And person in the mirror is okay with that. Person in the mirror, I don't know. He's alright with it. He enjoys it. So I don't see anything wrong with it. And I can honestly say I don't know what I'm talking about because most of the things I talk about are topics that I'm juggling around in my head, having conversations. That sounds crazy, but just like kind of debating, just like ah, this point, oh, but they're this, and but this counters that, and this is a contradiction to that. You know, it's just trying to figure shit out. Life, mad confusing. So I often just try and the person in the mirror for me, he just likes trying to figure shit out. Maybe a bit of a control freak, but he's alright with that. Hasn't done too much harm. Um, but yeah, with careers, with hobbies, they're the main two because often perspectives of other people heavily determine. It's tough because a lot of what we do as a person and how we end up is from the presence and the impact of other people. Like if we were left to our own accord with our own choices and nobody else, we would end up very differently than a human that's put in society. So the perspectives of other people, opinions, and impact, etc., they definitely play a part on us. But yeah, they definitely do, man. They definitely play a big part on day to day life. Like if our parents didn't do certain things, we wouldn't have the ability to do other things. You know, so it does. It buckles down to the person in the mirror. But like I said before, you need to be aware that you're not always in front of a mirror. It's not just you in this shit. There is other people. You're going to be face to face with other people, and you're going to have the opinions and their impact, their presence. It's going to be put on you, and you need to know that's going to happen. You know, you need to know that's going to happen, and you need to know that the person in the mirror is the most important person. But the person in the mirror is not in front of me right now, so I'm going to listen, communicate, talk. Even if I don't agree, I'm going to discuss. Shit, I could argue. Who knows? But shouldn't be constantly looking in a mirror. That could drive you a little bit crazy. So be a part of society, but be very close with the person in the mirror. I like that. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Is there really a conclusion to this video? No. Yeah, no, yeah. That's it. Person in the mirror is most important, but you're not always in front of a mirror, so take that how you please. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna play some Clash of Clans, man. My brain's everywhere today. High caffeine, low energy day, so we made it though. We'll push them. Me in the mirror. See you in the next one.